ndabararikira igicaniro TV ni TV yanyu ni TV yacu aho muzajya mukurikira amakuru yizewe, amakuru y'umwimerere, muzakurikira amakuru y'umutekano, mukurikire amakuru y'ubanye n'amahanga, mukurikire amakuru ya politike ndetse n'amakuru y'imyidagaduro. Ngewe rero uzabibagezaho nitwa Ruhashya Egide. Igicaniro tubahaye ikaze, hanyuma kandi turabifuza ibihe byiza aho muherereye.
Noneho bikorewe kuri kubazo umuntu bikore
Manchester ni mugi uri mu majyaruguru y'igihugu cy'Ubwongereza, aho rero hagiye kubera igikorwa gikomeye cyane, aho uyu mugi wahaye agaciro genocide yakorewe abatutsi yabaye mu 1994. Bakaba rero bavuze bati noneho reka dushyireho urwibutso yakorewe abatutsi, aho mubona inyuma yanjye izaba rero ari urwibutso rw'icyo gikorwa, kugira rero ngo iki gihugu, kugira ngo umujyi munini mwikomeye cyane muri
niba adahagaze
uhe agaciro abazize jenoside yakorewe abatutsi, ariko kandi inyuma ugasanga nanone hari abakomeje kwihisha hano muri iki gihugu, abantu batanu leta n'ubu ngubu itagira gutya ngo ivuge iti reka tubaburanishe cyangwa se ibe yanavuga iti tubohereze aho bakoreye ibyo byaha. Ibi nabyo umuntu arushaho kugenda abyibaza, ariko icyangombwa n'iki ni igikozwe, ni icyo abanyarwanda batuye muri uyu mujyi baharaniye, none bakaba babashije kukigeraho. Uyu munsi rero mu gihe kitarambiranye haraba habayeho gutaha urwibutso aho abanyarwanda batuye muri uyu mujyi, aho abanyarwanda batuye muri iyi nkengero ndetse n'abanyarwanda muri rusange muri diaspora ya hano mu Bwongereza bazajya baza bakavuga bati tugiye kunamira abacu bazize jenoside yakorewe abatutsi. Hamisi, ndagira ngo nguhe ikaze ku gicaniro, ariko nanone ubwo nawe ni nko kumpa ikaze muri uyu mujyi wa Manchester, aho mwakoze igikorwa gikomeye cyane. Ndagira ngo mbwira batwumva ko ari wowe uyobora abanyarwanda batuye muri uyu mujyi, nk'uko bimeze muri za Rwanda Association zigize iki gihugu cy'Ubwongereza. mugeze rero ku gikorwa gikomeye cyane Hamisi, ndagira ngo ubwire abatwumva ukuntu bishoboka kuba mwarabashije kubona urwibutso aho abanyarwanda bazajya baza kunamira ababo bazize jenoside yakorewe abatutsi mu 1994. Byagenze bite? Mwabitangiye ryari? Mwabashije kubigeraho mute?
Murakoze bana Egide kuba mumpaye ijambo. Murakoze kandi n'abadukurikiye ku gicaniro TV. Iyi gahunda ni gahunda yakomeye cyane kubera ko ni gahunda imaze imyaka 10. Iyo myaka 10 rero habayeho ingorane, habayeho ibintu bitandukanye byatumye tugeza kuri iyo myaka 10, ariko ntabwo twegeze duhagarara, ntabwo twegeze ducika intege, twarakomeje kubera ko byabaye kubisobanurira abantu tutabyumva kimwe, bikaba na ngombwa ko mbese ukora ibisobanuro byinshi kugira ngo wumvishe cyane abantu icyo gikorwa ushaka gukora nk'umuryango. Twabigezeho rero kubera ko habayeho gushyiramo imbaraga nyinshi cyane. Hanyuma rero uyu munsi nk'uko mubibona ni umunsi ukomeye cyane ku muryango nyarwanda w'abatuye hano muri Manchester, kubera ko ni igikorwa simbona ukuntu nabivuga, kirarenze kugisobanura, kubera ko numva umunyamuryango wese utuye hano Manchester ari very proud n'iki gikorwa, kubera ko ni igikorwa gifite ingirakamaro, ni igikorwa kizahoraho. Ndumva ari uko nabisobanura.
Murashyize rero mubigezeho, mwarwanya intambara ariko murayitsinze. Ese bwana Hamisi, ntabwo mwigeze mugira abanyarwanda bashobora gutambamira igikorwa cyanyu ngo babe bakirwanya? Ntabwo se ahubwo mwaba munafite impungenge z'uko ubwo uru rwibutso rugiye hashobora kuzaboneka ababa ndetse bavuga bati impamvu kiruhari, bakaba baragira naho bakora igikorwa kitari cyiza cyo kuba rwose bashaka uburyo bakikuraho cyangwa bakibagiza abanyarwanda bagiharaniye ngo kibeho?
Ibyo rwose uvuze ni ibintu birazwi. Hari abantu rwose twahuye nabo benshi batifuje ko iki gikorwa kizabaho, ariko ntabwo begeze baturusha intege, ntabwo begeze baduca imbaraga. Twarakomeje turahatana kugeza ubwo nabo, kubera ko n'abenegihugu harimo abatishimiye iki gikorwa, bahora banatubaza ariko kubera iki gikorwa kiri aha ngaha, twebwe kitumariye iki? Nk'umuntu utuye hano muri aka gace, yewe mbifitemo iyihe nyungu? Byabaye ngombwa ko tubasobanurira, tubereka ibishoboka byose, tubereka ko ibi bintu ntabwo ari ikintu dukoze ku giti cyacu, tugikoze kubera impamvu y'uko twabuze abacu barenga miliyoni, ababyeyi, abana, abuzukuru, abantu bose. Ni igikorwa gikomeye kubera ko turabikorera iyo mpamvu.
Icyaha cya jenoside ni icyaha gikorerwa isi, ni icyaha gikorerwa humanity. Niyo mpamvu abantu bakwiye kumva ko nubwo byabaye mu Rwanda, ariko kuba ikintu nk'iki ngiki cyibutsa abantu bose bazahanyura ibyabaye muri 1994 kandi bikabera mu gihugu cyitwa u Rwanda, kuko byabaye nyine kuri ino si, nta kundi babigenza. Ntibakwiye kumva ko ari ikintu ngo kigomba kubagirira akamaro ahangaha muri Manchester. Intambara rero mwarwanye Hamisi, turagira ngo tubabwire ko natwe abanyarwanda ndetse n'abazakurikira igicaniro TV bashima cyane iki gikorwa mwagezeho. Ikindi kandi tukaba ndetse ahubwo twanakwifuza ko igikorwa nk'iki cyazakwira mu mijyi myinshi itandukanye y'iki gihugu, kuko tuzi ko mu mujyi wa Plymouth iki gikorwa cyarahabaye, mu mujyi wa Liverpool igikorwa cyarahabaye, hanyuma mu bihe biri imbere turimo turamenya ko na Newcastle naho igikorwa nk'iki kizahaba. Ndabona rero mbese igikorwa cyanyu mwakoze kigiye no kubera abandi urugero. Bwana Miss rero nagira ngo ngushimire cyane kuba ubashe guha ikiganiro igicaniro TV.
Murakoze Bwana Egide kuba mwanyakire ku gicaniro TV, kandi nkaba nshimira n'abadukurikiye. Murakoze.
It's very important for the community. Thank you. Among our visitors, we do have the High Commissioner of Rwanda in the United Kingdom, Mr. Tonsi. We are with the mayors and even past mayors. We are with the councillors, MPs. We are with members of the communities around the UK. We are with members of the local community here who joined us also in our events. It's going to be a brief event, but very important. And this is not just the first one in Manchester that we're having an event. We do host commemoration events, but we're having the result today. And thank you so much for being with us. We'll get to be introduced to all our speakers today. And without wasting any more time, thank you again for being here. We are in Salford, and it's fitting that before we talk about the unveiling, it's fitting that we invite the hosting community of Salford. So I'd like to invite the Councillor Rosanna Wayne, who contributed massively so that we can get here. I'd like to invite her also so she can welcome us in Salford.
As councillors, we feel honoured to have this memorial within St Stephen's Gardens. This memorial will serve as a place for survivors of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi and the wider Rwandanese community can come to pay tribute and remember the victims of this atrocity. Importantly, this space will also help to educate others, reminding us that we must stamp out racism wherever we find it, and that we must celebrate diversity in all its forms. Black Friars in Trinity has a wonderfully diverse community, and we are really proud to represent and support the community. It has been our pleasure to work with the Greater Manchester Rwandanese community, and we'd like to say thank you to everyone involved for helping to bring about this memorial. Thank you.
We will see this has been in making for a couple of months, and many people have had their hand in this. And you get to see some of them here, but it extends to the whole community of Greater Manchester. I'd like to invite Councillor Wilson Murinziza, who has supported us during this event and also getting it together.
Hello, good morning everyone. I would like to start my speech by thanking you for giving me this opportunity to speak at this event as we inaugurate the memorial for the victims of the 1994 genocide against Tutsi in Rwanda. Let me take this opportunity to acknowledge and extend warm welcome to all our dignitaries and who are present here, and to thank each and everyone for taking part in this inauguration in our great city of Salford. It is also appropriate to put on records my sincere thanks for the work the City Council has done in connection with allocating the public space for our growing Rwandan community in Greater Manchester, which will be used to bring together communities, to remember the victims, and to stand in solidarity with the survivor of the genocide against Tutsi during the annual commemoration. Salford City Council is joining other councils around the UK. There is this memorial in Plymouth, in Liverpool, Nottingham, and more recently in Newcastle upon Tyne. Greater Manchester Rwandese community, supported by the High Commission of Rwanda in the UK, have worked in close collaboration with councillors and the officers to make this happen. I already would like to put sincere thanks to the Rwandan community, to the High Commissioner, and also the neighborhood office and the officers who have worked tirelessly for this. The memorial place will be a great help to challenge genocide denial, known as the final stage of the genocide by a number of researchers in this field. It will be also to educate our young generation to the danger of genocide ideology and to help them to come together to build an inclusive society. I would like to conclude my speech by committing myself to fight against genocide ideologies, which we still see around the world whenever it manifests, by educating the future generation. Thank you very much.
Councillor Wilson, I won't dare to summarize anything said by our guests because every word is really important and carries its own weight. And to that, I'll invite Mayor's representative, Councillor Shamina August, who will be presenting the Mayor of Salford.
Is this low enough? Thank you, everybody, and welcome to Salford on what is a glorious day for a good event. The microphone will now be adjusted for my very small self. Today, we are here in Salford to commemorate one of the darkest chapters in our collective human history. The genocide against the Tutsis in Rwanda it's a solemn occasion here today, but it's a moment for reflection, for solidarity and commitment to ensuring that such atrocities never happen again. And I want to convey City Mayor Paul Dennett's sincerest apologies for not being here today. Paul took a deep personal interest in getting this here today, and he's really sad he can't be here. And I also want to thank Councillor Wilson Nukumandiza, Councillor Alexis Sharma, and the Rwandese community here in Greater Manchester and the officers for making what has been a long journey come into reality and getting this stone today. Because the genocide against the Tutsi stands as a stark reminder of the consequences of division, hatred, and dehumanisation of others. Salford is a city known for its diversity, its inclusivity. It's a city of sanctuary, and it plays an essential role in fostering a community that promotes tolerance, not just tolerance, but acceptance and respect. And we must draw strength from our diversity, standing against prejudice, discrimination, and the forces that seek to divide us by nurturing an environment where everyone is valued, respected, and we contribute to the collective effort of making sure such horrors never happen again. Because today we stand in solidarity against genocide. We stand and recognise the resilience, strength and determination to rebuild their lives, the survivors' determination to rebuild their lives and their nation. Because their stories of survival and forgiveness are a testament to the power of hope, compassion and the human spirit. In January, for Salford's Holocaust Memorial Day, we were privileged to hear from Philomene Uwamilaya, a survivor of genocide against the Tutsi. And her testimony was so powerful. What she had been through, what she had survived, it genuinely moved me to tears, and I don't think there was a dry eye in the room that night. But Philomene is sadly not alone in what she went through in that harrowing experience, with over 800,000 people losing their lives in just 100 days. And there are many people who carry the trauma of that very dark period. And I've had the honour of speaking about the genocide a number of times, but every time I do receive messages from deniers. I receive messages from deniers who seek to change history, who seek to erase the experience of the Tutsi. And denial of the genocide is not only an affront to the memory of the victims, it's also an insult to the survivors who have endured unimaginable suffering. And we must recognise that denialism does not emerge out of a vacuum. It's often fueled by ignorance, prejudice, or political motivations. But denying the genocide against the Tutsi, by denying it, individuals perpetuate some of these same ideologies of hatred, division, that led to the genocide itself. They undermine the progress made towards reconciliation, towards justice and the healing of a whole people. This stone stands here as a permanent, heavy, unforgettable reminder of the truth of what happened. And through our commitment, through education, through solidarity, and through the amplification of survivors' voices, I hope here in Salford we can work towards a better future with no place for hate, and where the words never again finally, at last, can become a reality. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councillor Shamina August, and thank you for your support from the Office of the Mayor, and please do pass also express how grateful we are for having the support of the Mayor. Thank you so much. And as you have seen, the Rwandan community here in Greater Manchester is made up of almost 100 families, even more. But one thing that we pride ourselves in is having a good leadership. A good leadership can actually get to work with local councils, can get to work with other communities to be able to do something like this, be able to have an event like this. And on that, I'd like to invite the Rwandese community of Greater Manchester Chairman, Mr. Tizimfura.
Excellency, the High Commissioner of the Republic of Rwanda and the UK, Ireland and Malta, Mr. Businge, Honourable MP Lambert, the Mayor, Madam Mayor Reynolds, and Councillor Sharma August, today representing the Mayor of Salford City Council, Mr. Borodeno, Councillor Rayman, Councillor Ray, Councillor Nziza, Councillor Murua, the MOD Imam, Mr. Omar, Sergeant Wright, representing the police from the Salford Neighbourhood Policing Team, NAG Chairman, Mr. Jero Pitera, Chairman Rugasha, Chairman of Manchester Burundian Community, Mr. Simbawa, Chairperson of Banyarwanda Community in Manchester, Ms. Ingane, all community leaders from Leeds, Nottingham, Sheffield, Newcastle, Birmingham, Coventry, Oxford, London, Portsmouth, and Plymouth. Distinguished guests, friends of Rwanda, fellow Rwandans, good morning. My name is Hamis Yakizifura. I'm the chairman of the Rwandese community of Greater Manchester. On behalf of our community, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all here in Salford. Today, we have gathered here to witness history in making. For the first time ever, we are going to inaugurate here our most important project today, which is our memorial stone and space devoted to the memory of the victim of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, prepared and executed in Rwanda. This beautiful stone and space will allow our community members and others of good will together to remember, to honor, and pay respect to our innocent loved ones who were atrociously killed in the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda, more than 1 million in a matter of just 100 days. Due to various reasons and factors independent of our will, this project took our community almost 10 years to become a reality now. We met some obstacles on our journey to today's happy event, but we never stopped, nor were discouraged. I would like, on behalf of the Rwandese community in Greater Manchester and other communities in the UK at large, to convey our deepest gratitude to the mayor of Sanford City, Mr. Bennett, for his unsupporting support and cooperation. We are very grateful for the Council financial support package offered it to us. It allows us to have this memorial stone and space here at St. Stephen's Garden Park. We would like to say thank you so much to the residents living next to this park for your understanding and for accommodating this memorial stone in your beautiful park. Our deep gratitude goes to our Ministry of National Unity and Civic Engagement, Minubumwe, to our High Commissioner, His Excellency Mr. Usinge, and to the entire High Commission teams for their tireless, immense support and guidance throughout the stage of our project. With God's help and your amazing support, you have all allowed our community to achieve one of our long-term dreams to become a reality. Thank you, Mr. Nigel. Can I ask him to stand up, please? Nigel has been, we had a rough idea what we wanted to look like, but Nigel has helped us to put that into modern technology. So he's a designer. Thank you. Thank you, Everlasting Memories Company, who built this memorial here. Thank you to the RCGM committee members and to the task force named Finishing the Project. This is a task force which was working behind the closed door to make this happen, and including Miss Utamuriza, Miss Uineza, Miss Muteteri, Mr. Katera, Mr. Nakirutimana, Pastor Gafaranga. Thank you so much for your hard work. Thank you, Mr. Whitehead, who works for the Salford City Council Green Space Project. Liz, can I ask you to come forward, please? She's been amazing support throughout our project. We worked tirelessly with her every single day. We were here every single time. She's been our support, our backbone through the whole project. Thank you. Can I ask you, Miss Breach, as well, to come forward a little bit? She has volunteered to look after us outside there, but She works in a ranger team. The ranger team has done the flower. So thank you so much for your help. And for allowing our kids as well to be part of it, because our kids has helped to choose the flowers here you've seen. And thank you, Mikey, and your Suffolk Grand Walk team for the amazing job you have done to this park. I don't know if Mike is here as well. He's not. So he's a person who was in charge with the work here. As you can see, the park has been revamped. So all the work you see here is looking beautiful. That was a good job they did. Thank you. Lastly, Your Excellency, the High Commissioner of Rwanda, of the Republic of Rwanda in the UK, Ireland, Malta, Mr. Busingye, Madam Ceremony Mayor Leonard and Consul, Honorable MP Longdale, Councillor August, Councillor Wayne, Councillor Nkurunziza, Councillor Murura, Sergeant Wright, Emodi Imam Omar, all community leaders sitting at the back there, distinguished guests, friends of Rwanda, thank you so much everyone. I deeply appreciate your presence and giving us your precious time, which contributed today making our event a memorable one for now and for the future. I would like to take this opportunity to invite you all next year, when maybe we'll be hosting the big event, which is Kwibuka, which is a celebration which might be next year. So that will be, look out for inbox mails, you'll see an invite for next year events. May God bless the United Kingdom, our beautiful country, Rwanda, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Good morning to ladies, gentlemen and dignitaries. I'm really honoured and humbled to attend this unveiling of this memorial stone to commemorate all those who were killed in the genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda in 1994. It's one of the most notorious and horrific modern genocides. 75% of the Tutsi population were killed, with women subjected to sexual violence on a massive scale. Humanity must strive to ensure that this never happens, and we must never forget. As you know, there are survivors today here with us, and it's important that they share their stories to inform the world about genocide and to inspire a global sense of responsibility to prevent human rights atrocities. Salford does have a history of being inclusive and welcoming, irrespective of people's backgrounds. I'd like to pay tribute to my fellow friend and councillor, Councillor Wilson Kurunziza, because he was instrumental, along with other colleagues here today, to ensure that Salford became a city of sanctuary, welcoming those fleeing persecution and violence in their own country. And I'm very, very proud that Salford achieved that status. One of the city's strengths is its collaborative working, and I'm really pleased that this memorial stone has been a partnership with the City Council and the Rwandese community of Greater Manchester. It really is a beautiful memorial space, a place for quiet reflection, for people to remember, pray and pay respects to loved ones who have sadly been lost. And I'd like to thank, on behalf of the City Council, everybody who's been involved in this project. Thank you very much, a huge thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor General Reynolds. And as she just said, it's a collaborative effort with many people here. Like you can see on that side, we might have members of other communities who visited. We have members from Newcastle, up North Coventry, from everywhere. But one person who couldn't make it today is the MP Navendu Mishra, the MP for Stockport. But he sent a message, which I'm going to read. Dear friends, unfortunately I'm unable to be with you today to commemorate the horrors that took place in Rwanda 29 years ago. But I'm here in spirit and have sent over some short words on why this is such an important initiative. I'm a friend of the Rwandan community, and we always stand with your cause because it is a humanities cause. We must never forget the genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda. As we all know, there are people out there that want to spread lies and false denials about the tragic events of 1994. That's why it is so important that commemorations such as these, monuments that have been erected in Salford, stand to serve as a reminder to all. We must also not forget that some of the perpetrators of the genocide are still free, some of them living in the UK. Allegedly, they are suspects in Manchester. We must not rest till all who committed genocides have faced justice. I want to offer my thanks to Salford City Council, the Rwandan High Commission, the Greater Manchester Rwandan Association, but especially to Councillor Wilson Murunziza and Hamisi and all those involved who made this important project possible. Navendu Mishra, Member of Parliament for Stockport. I would also like to invite MP Rebecca Long Bailey and thank our forces for the support.
Thank you. It's an absolute honour to be here today, and I want to thank everybody who's attended today's event, coming from all parts of the country. It's such a lovely place to be, and it's lovely to see you here today. And I want to add to the thanks that have already been given to the amazing people who made this possible today. Wilson Nkurunziza, Salford City Council, the Greater Manchester Rwandan community, the High Commissioner of Rwanda, and so many more people who you've heard from today. It's so important that we have this memorial here in Salford and across the UK to serve as a reminder not only of the horrors that can happen, the dark side of humanity, but also the hope and the healing that can come out of those dark times. Now, many of you are here today to remember loved ones, and many of us are here today to honour the victims of this painful and unimaginable tragedy. And I was thinking on the way here today, this stone will mean so many different things to each and every one of you. And for me, it means a number of things. For me, it's a symbol that we must heal division, fight against hatred, and make sure that no one in our community is ever marginalised, demonised, or attacked for being who they are. It also, for me, acts as a symbol to remember those who lost their lives in this genocide, those who suffered, those who were tortured, and those who live day in, day out with that unimaginable pain and trauma. But it also acts for me as a symbol of hope. And after this event, I'm going to listen to an amazing lady who's written a book about her experiences of the genocide. And she came into my office a few weeks ago, and this lady and her family have been through unimaginable suffering. They've lost loved ones. And for me, that would create hatred in anyone's heart. It would create a desire to invoke revenge on those who caused that suffering. But not for this lady. She was full of kindness and love and forgiveness. And I thought to myself, that's a symbol of how each and every one of us should be as human beings, full of love, full of kindness, and full of forgiveness, and full of support and care for each other. And that's what this stone represents for me. It stands strong, it shows the strength of an amazing community, and it shows the love that we need to spread throughout our country to make sure that these genocides never happen again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, MP Rebecca Longberry. I think, as you have seen, there are many Rwandans here who came to the event, but sadly some could not travel to get here, and we are just seeing a few community representatives. So just a bit about the Rwandan community in the UK. Every city has their own community, and then within those communities there is something called NAC. It's the National Association of Rwandan Communities, which is the umbrella that oversees all communities, and then that umbrella works directly with the High Commission. As you have seen, this wouldn't be possible also without the help with other community leaders that are part of the umbrella of NAC. And I would like to invite the NAC chairman, Mr. Jabo Butera, and I would also like to ask him to introduce the High Commission for today's event.
Good morning, everyone. I always use our mother tongue so that people can connect with this moment, because it's a privilege to be able to have two lands. You have a motherland and you have a homeland. For some of us, England is a homeland. For some of our children who are born here, become a motherland. But you have this privilege of all these individuals here sharing both a motherland and a homeland. That's why I always greet individuals in our mother tongue. That's why I usually say Muraho. And it can be defined as a greetings in terms of as individuals. We connecting as individuals. While in other culture, people connect with the nature when they say a morning, like a day. But for us, we do a good you, good individual. How are you? So we do that connection with human being, and that's why I always greet in our mother tongue. So my name is João Utera, and as I can say, I'm the voice, I'm the representative, I'm the envoy, I'm the servant of so many Rwandans who live in England. And it's a privilege to be standing here on their behalf to share their voice. They could not make the way all of them here, but they are so in participation with all of you here, and they want to share their emotions of this time for the unveiling of such instrumental, also a commemoration or a memorial which have a heavy meaning. It's a heavy meaning in terms of, as Rwandans, it's our history, it's our journey, it's our testimonies of what happened in the past. But also as Rwandans, we want to share that with the world, not only for the purpose of demonstrating what we went through, because we'll carry that all the time. That's never going to go away. That's our history. That's who we stand. And that's never going to change. But also we want to share that with the world in terms of saying, we know what it is. We went through it. And here we are today with this message saying, out of darkness came a light. Out of darkness we saw a day. Out of darkness we saw the light. And we vowed to carry that light as Rwandans. So wherever we are in the world, and that's why this commemoration is so important, because we are sharing with whoever going to be passing in this park, saying, it's going to be a curiosity. They're going to come and say, what is that? And what they're going to see, they're not going to see the emotion in the past, but they're going to see the message we're carrying. the message of light, that we see a lot of people are wearing a torch, a light, because we've said we're going to be the carriers of the light for the future. That's the message of all the Rwandans in England are saying today and are transmitting to you. As a friend of Rwanda, please do carry that light. A message of just saying never again is not enough. If you say it's never again, but what is it the action you are taking? What is it you are carrying to make sure it does not happen again? That's the message of all Rwandans. That's what they sent me to tell you today, saying please do carry the light, and this memorial going to have a light on and the curiosity. So when someone asks you what is that, tell them as a light of the future, so that we don't see the darkness of genocide. And whoever will come with a message saying, a message which is carrying that denial and that refuting, trying to take people back in the darkness, please stand tall and say, no, I'm carrying a light, and it will never gonna happen again. Hate does not have a place in this world. As our MP said it very well, carry the love all the time. That's the message of the Rwandans share to me. And wherever you see a Rwandan, remember that's what we are carrying. And if you see one who does not carry a light, say to them, listen, you need to be Rwandan. And you see anyone who carries hatred, it does not have to be they come from Rwanda. Whoever is in this homeland who does not carry the light, say to them, do carry the light of Rwanda like Rwandans. That's the message they sent me to tell you today. And hopefully next year we'll see more Rwandans, because this is like I think 1% of the Rwandan community living in England. We do have a national commemoration where we come, all of us together. And as the chairman of Manchester mentioned it, we might have the opportunity to come back here next year, but bigger, where the whole place will be covered. There will be a lot of people demonstrating that we carry the light of the future. Thank you.
Good morning, all of us. The Honorable Long Bailey, Member of Parliament, an MP, I think, in absentia, Navendu Mishra, the ceremonial Madame Mayor Reynolds, Councillor Sharmina August, City Council Mr. Paul Dennett, Councillor Rahman from Newcastle, Councillor Wayne Councillor Nkurunziza, Councillor Murura, and MOD Imam, Mr. Omar, Sergeant White, our chairman, Jabo Butera, Gilbert, all the way from Newcastle. I asked for this paper so that I could do the pronunciation and the speaking out of your names, so that I don't collectivize you. I try to individualize everybody, but obviously I will not be able to do that for everybody. But thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for being our partners, those who are not Rwandans. Thank you to the Rwandan community here, those who are from Salford, those who are from Manchester. I just had a small lesson about Manchester and Salford and Greater Manchester and why the word greater. And I'm told Salford is the best city God ever created. That's what I was just told. I just learned it from here. I'll be checking Wikipedia whether that is on, but that's what I was just told. What a day, what a moment to come out for a noble reason. To me, to us, who come here to find you in the United Kingdom and work with you, to our communities who come from Rwanda and make this country their second home. This is what cooperation means. This is what belonging to the same journey of life means. So thank you so much, each and everybody who is here, for coming out, for the role you have had, for the journey towards this memorial stone today. The Rwandan nation, for those of you who are not from Rwanda, the Rwandan nation existed thousands of years, many, many years. But a time of about 60 or 65 years in our journey started a journey to hell, and we reached a genocide against the Tutsi in 1994. A journey that started around the 20s under German rule, Belgian rule, all the way to 1994. So I want to make one little point, that our history cannot be defined by 60 years or 70 years when it is 1,000 years plus. It can't be. And the reason we are here is to say that our longer history of unity and diversity and tolerance and living together as Rwandans, we still cherish it, we still remember it, and today we reaffirm it. Today we wish to say that those 60 years or 70 years cannot define who we are. They were just a stain in our journey, and they led us to the genocide against the Tutsi in 1994, but also, as our chairman said, they also made us pick up the pieces and bring back the light back to Rwanda. So our journey of division went through stages and phases of political management that can happen anywhere. Our country is a country of people who speak only one language, who have one culture, who have same traditions, who have same clans and same totems, who intermarried for so many years, who live on the same locations, not like you can go to a place and you call it Wales, and go to another one you call it Ireland, you go to another one you call it Scotland. No, it is Rwanda. And all these people live in the same place. There are no specific people living in a specific place. So how could that kind of place develop hatred, division, to the point of a genocide? And how could such a genocide happen? And I think all of you who have followed what happened in Rwanda, you must have heard that husbands killed wives because they were the wrong ethnicity. Mothers killed children because they thought they looked like the wrong ethnicity when they produced themselves. That is the reason the genocide in Rwanda is such a unique thing. The genocide against the Tutsi should never have happened. We didn't have the divisions internally. If history and facts are anything to go by, we didn't have any objective conditions that could create such a hatred where a father decides that a son or a daughter looks like the wrong ethnicity and should die, or a husband and wife. And that's why you hear these stories about Rwanda. That's why in our journey to find justice, we use a system that is called gacaca, because what happened was, in broad daylight, for 100 days, people killed people they knew, people killed people who ran to them for protection. And gacaca only enabled us in 10 years to sit together like this and look each other in the eye and talk about what happened. We were not only looking for justice for guilty and innocent, we were looking for what exactly happened. How did you come from your home and you came to my home when you had lived together for 30 years and you killed someone in that home? So I encourage all of you to always remind ourselves of this history, because people have, places have different histories, and ours has that history. It's so different, and people need to understand it in order to understand, who we are, why we memorize, why we commemorate, and so many other things. We lost 1 million people in 100 days. And the whole reason was exactly that you didn't need to go very far to kill people. You didn't need to look for a lot of tools, not guns, to kill people. Anything that you had at home was sufficient to go to the neighbor and kill someone and come back home and have lunch and go back after lunch and kill another person and come back home and sleep. So that's how we lost 1 million people in 100 days. But since 1994, we embarked on reconstituting our country. We thought we could not be defined by that darkness, and we keep in it. We thought we could reimagine our unity. We thought we could reimagine our diversity. We thought we could build tolerance. And we thought we could do everything we should do in order to remain Rwandans in our country. Foreign countries willing to offer help around that time, who did not know what our country looks like, suggested all sorts of different things. They said, why don't we have in Rwanda have some division, whether it is a wall, we build a wall and we have some people across one wall and we have another people across another wall, and then they will not be able to kill each other. Then others, I think, suggested, why don't we take one group of people outside of Rwanda and leave one group of people so nobody will kill each other again. So there were all sorts of suggestions from well-intentioned people who did not know Rwanda. So us, as Rwandans, we reimagined that our unity, our long history, our diversity, our being together were stronger in spite of the genocide against the Tutsi. They could be revived. So we embarked on this journey of reconstituting our country. So what are we unveiling here today with this memorial stone? And I think some of the comments I wanted to make, the Honorable Bailey made them. Today we are unveiling honor and remembrance of those who died. They shouldn't have died, and we will always remember them. That's the only way that gives them honor. We did many things along the way. We reburied them decently, those we could find. But there are others we never found. There are others we will probably never find. So this memorial stone personifies them. gives them back a life. We can stand here and mention their names. We can stand here and think about them. We can stand here and imagine their dreams. We have a number of other memorial sites and stones. We have a site in Newcastle, we have a stone in Nottingham, we have a stone in Liverpool, Plymouth, and we will continue working with our United Kingdom partners and friends, councils and councillors to keep doing this, because I think it's a noble thing to do. What else are we unveiling? We are reaching out to the world. Rwanda, the name, that word called Rwanda, comes from a verb called kwanda. Kwanda means expand. Expand. Go everywhere. You will be aware that our country is a very small country, but the name of the country means the world, means expand to everywhere. So when you go home on Christmas from Greater Manchester, from Salford, and you go back to Rwanda, your mother asks you, how is the Rwanda in Salford? That's what our mothers ask. They don't ask you, how is Salford? That's not complete. They say, how is the Rwanda over there? That's what our mother asks us when we go home. How is the Rwanda in London? So wherever there is a Rwandan, it is a very little Rwanda for them. So when we go home, they believe we have come from the Rwanda where we work, where we are High Commissioner, where we are, living, and we have come to the Rwanda of our birth for Christmas, for other things, and then we will go back to that Rwanda, not to the UK only. The UK becomes a little bit of my Rwanda. So that is our kind of Rwanda. So we reach to the world by this memorial stone. The people who died were in Rwanda. It's 10,000 miles away. But when we are here, we bring their memory, we bring what we remember about them here. And then we impart awareness and knowledge to other people. People become interested in knowing who we are and what happened. And we are only happy and humbled to communicate that also to other generations, because Rwandans here and elsewhere have the younger generations of Rwandans whom they bear out there in the UK and other places. Then we stand up to denial. The last phase of any genocide, first of all, of any crime, is denial. But for a genocide, it is almost as day follows night. There is denial that you have to expect. So today, we contend with a lot of genocide denial. Some of it through ways they call brilliant, by writing, by conferencing, by all sorts of means. But all of it, at the back of it, is denial. To try and create another story, to try and lie about what happened, to try and say you are also a victim, to try and create another genocide, to try and do all sorts of things in order to run away from this. So this stands up 24/7 against a denier. When they pass here, when they see it on Twitter and other media channels, they know this is now here in Salford, in Greater Manchester. And then it consolidates our unity, consolidates our tolerance, consolidates our diversity, and makes never again a reality. In 1945, the world said never again after the Holocaust. But then I think the world did not do many things in terms of action to prevent anything else happening. And we learned lessons, I think, from history. So in Rwanda, we keep doing so many things, not just make a statement, never again. We continue doing many things. So Rwanda is an evolving story, and until now, we saw a build-up to the genocide that took so many years until 1994. But after 94, we started a journey of building another Rwanda, a united Rwanda, a progressing Rwanda, socially and economically. And that's what we keep doing all the time. Because we know that while in 1994 the human body succumbed to the genocide, but when we searched, we actually found that the Rwandan spirit remained strong, remained indomitable, and we picked up the pieces. Today, we are very proud to call ourselves Rwandans, to come here and meet the Member of Parliament, to meet councillors, to tell them we are Rwandans. 30 years ago, these Rwandans you see here, I'm not so sure they were so proud to walk in and say they are Rwandans. Maybe they said they are Congolese, they said they are Burundians, they said they are from, the whole region except Rwanda. Because when you have a shameful situation that you are not able to get out of, you continue having this feeling of running away from that situation. But we undertook a journey to get out of the abyss and build a country that we will collectively be proud of. Why? Because we know that someone in Salford, someone in Nottingham, someone in Plymouth, someone in Newcastle, who is Rwandan, who has a child, they want to be proud, tell their child that they are Rwandans. We don't want them to feel shy to tell their children that they are Rwandans, to send them to Rwanda during summer, to send them to Rwanda to see what happened. You can only do that if you have that dignity. You can only do that if your country gives you that dignity. So we have had this journey from 1994 to date, and I want to believe that those of you who go to Rwanda, who have had who have given us the pleasure of visiting us in Rwanda, you must have seen that much as we haven't yet got where we want to be, we are on a journey to get there. And that journey transports itself into the minds and hearts of Rwandans across the globe where they are. They no longer feel shy to go to the council and call themselves Rwandans. They are proud of their country. And is led by a community leader, led by our chairman. So the community here today, you made us proud. The leadership here, you made us proud. I want to thank you so much for this event that you put together, and wish you all a great day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. His Excellency, I would like to ask you to... Yes, okay. And I would like to ask the chairman to also lead the ceremony as we're going to unveil the on the memorandum that we have. If you could go process. Can we have someone from the protocol team who can assist us? And this is the unveiling of the memory stone, which is a memory of the victims of 1994 genocide perpetrated against the Tutsi in Rwanda. And you can see this has been a collaborative effort, which you can see by the Suffolk community, the High Commission, and also all the communities in the United Kingdom, especially the community of Greater Manchester. And for the next part, I would like also to have, we're going to have a ceremony of laying a wreath of flowers. If I could ask High Commission, if you can be given a bucket of flowers that you're going to put there. Can I have the assistant of the protocol team, please? I'd ask only the official photographers and the videographers in front, please. I'd also ask the mayors, the MPs and the councillor to be ready to also have their flowers. We want to do this as fast as possible because we have another event that we'll be going to. Thank you so much. We're going to have MPs, mayors, MPs, and councillors. I'd like to ask community leaders to get ready as they're able to also be next. Thank you so much. London community in Oxford. I'd like to have the London community in Leeds. Side. The flowers will be on that side. Can I ask the London community in Oxford? London community in Leeds. Pardon, this is the Oxford community. Can I have the Leeds community following? Can I have the London community Nottingham, please? London community Nottingham. London community Nottingham. Can I have it as fast as possible, community leaders? We have another event. Community of Plymouth ready. Can I have councillors? We do have councillors. Yes, please. Councillor Nones is there. And also, if we can have the councillors also their flowers. Can I have the London community Nottingham ready? Thank you so much. This is London community Nottingham. Can I have the Rwanda Burundi community in Plymouth? If you can do it as fast as possible, please. London community in Plymouth. Can I have the London community in Portsmouth, please? London community in Portsmouth. Can I ask community leaders, if you are sat in your chairs, please, if you can do it as fast as possible. Community in Plymouth, community in Nottingham. Can I have the London community in Newcastle, please? London community in Newcastle. Thank you.
Is our MC today, or is representing the London community in London as well? All community leaders, please. All community leaders, please.
Thank you. If you can have community leaders, yes, please. In line, that would be amazing. Yes, that's Portsmouth, Plymouth, Sheffield, where you're coming. All these are community leaders from different communities. Birmingham, yes. Yeah, and that's Coventry behind. So that's we've been having community leaders, and I would like also to ask, in solidarity with the victims of the genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda, we also have community leaders. Thank you. This is the Manchester Burundian community, in solidarity with the victims of the genocide against the Tutsi. We also, thank you very much. This is a community we do have from the NAC, especially from Rwandan communities also, and we do have also the community in Liverpool is going to lay flowers, and we have another one which is going to come from survivors. We also want to ask MOD Imam. There's a letter for MOD Imam. Yes, please. MOD Imam should be also there. This is the community in Liverpool. That's also enclosed. MOD Imam, and we would like to ask also others after. Thank you so much. Others, if you could have others who are remaining to come at the same time with their flowers. Can you all come with the flowers, please? Other remaining members of the community, can you all come with the flowers, please? If you can all just step forward with the flowers, that will be. Thank you so much. In what's going to follow, we're going to also have a memo. They can all come in there with. We do have a Banyarwanda community. Yes. Thank you so much. If there is any other individuals who brought their own flowers, please do step forward with the flowers. Yes. If there's any individuals with the flowers who'd like to come forward. So that's good. I want to ask you that we'll be having refreshments, but after, I would like to ask everyone who came today. We're going to start with community leaders and our main guests. If you could have the High Commission MPs, if you can just stand behind this stone so we can have a memorial photo. I will first ask His Excellency, mayors, MPs, councillors, and community leaders, if you can all just stand behind, so we can take a memorial photo. I would also like to ask for the Rwandan flag. It was somewhere. If you can give it to. We're going to start only with the community leaders, and then we'll have a memorial photo with everyone after. Just community leaders and our main guest, so that they can stand there. Thank you.